All right, so today we're looking at the S.H.Figuarts Son Goku Daima mini figure by Bandai Tamashii Nations. This is a web exclusive, and this is specifically the Super Saiyan form transformation. But when he is in his mini form, of course, we are getting his adult version as well. That is coming as a separate release later down the line. And if you saw the show, we had some pretty cool epic moments with this transformation, especially, I guess, officially making Super Saiyan 4 canon. Here's the front of the package. As you can see, on the back side, we do get an array of poses, and of course he does come with some DLC here for the regular Daima mini Goku. I think he comes with a blast effect as well as a face, but we'll look into that once we get it open. So Goku does come with quite the array of accessories. Here you see the amount of hands, faces, and even blast effects that he comes with, which is a nice surprise to see. They're kind of trying to justify the price on this release, I think, and being that he is a mini version at a price tag of where it's at, they're compensating that with a bevy of accessories, which is nice to see. I would much rather have this amount than very minimal amount for this price, of course, especially since compared to the regular forms of Goku and Vegeta, those are released at a pretty cheap, affordable price at like $30 or $20, I believe it was. Those didn't come with much, but this guy is loaded out, as you can see. So Goku out of the box, you can see, comes like so with a pair of fists attached and his serious look as his faceplate. He has a total of 5 faceplates, which is a crazy amount. I feel like it's a pretty good amount, considering that you typically get 3 or 4, so it's always nice to get a little bit more. Total of hands, he has 5 pairs of hands. As you see here, we have our typical open hands as well as our karate chopping hands, and then of course the fist that we saw on the figure itself. Now what's also cool is that he comes with a blast effect, and there's 2 pieces to this blast effect because there's a molded hand that is attached to the second piece, which attaches to the end of the long effect piece. And this is a nice effect, I must say. They have very nice shading on here, along with some nice sculpting and effects around the Kamehameha wave effect, as well as like the little flame effect on the end of it, where it's coming out of Goku's hand. There's also a peg hole on the far end of it because there is a little transparent little stand that you can utilize to, of course, display this, because the weight of this effect is quite heavy, so he won't be able to hold this with just his arms and hand himself only. So you have a little stand here to assist with displaying it with this effect piece. But this is very, very nice effect compared to what they used to make. They've come quite a long way. And then here we have the 2 hands, the DLC of this release for the regular Daima mini Goku are these 2 little hands here with the little effects sculpted onto them. So there is no faceplate like I initially thought. Now I will say that the effect piece is quite heavy. It's a little finicky to get it to get balanced and to pose him correctly, right? The weight of the effect will continue to twist the wrist joint over and over, and the wrist isn't even on a hinge, it's just on a ball joint. So there's a little bit of patience that has to come with trying to get him in a pose for the Kamehameha wave effect. But at the end of the day, it's a very satisfying effect and it looks fantastic. It's kind of hard not to display him with it at times. So curious to see how many people use this effect, because it is one of their better designs yet, I would say. Now overall, the joints on this figure are pretty good, aside from the fact that you may come into some issues when it comes to the tail. Now the way to get around this is just you have to really use some force to get it in to his behind, and then from there you won't have any issues. So in the beginning it feels like it's not applying correctly and it's a little loosey-goosey, but after a while you will see that it will attach just fine and won't have any issues. So Now, in regard to the rest of the figure, everything else is pretty good and tight, especially the legs, which is nice to see. But again, this is another look at a small body figure with some nice articulation. You can get him in pretty much every pose you can get a full-size S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball Z figure at, including the arms, the shoulders. It doesn't have that new dynamic range on the shoulders that they promote a lot on the newer releases, but it has enough to get him into some nice poses, especially the Kamehameha wave effect. The legs kick all the way forward. They do have the brand new knees on these guys, just like we got on the Daima minis from before, the regular releases, thighs, and then the ankles, of course. And we even get toe hinges on these little guys still. So I think it is utilizing the same legs as that Goku. So if you have that, then you kind of know what to expect on the bottom half of this figure. But the top half is a brand new sculpt with a little diaphragm joint. I mean, everything you can ask for is in this figure in terms of articulation and mobility, which is always great, especially even the hair as well has some hinges here to move along with the head movement of the figure. So there is no issues there at all. So looking at the comparison next to the base form Daima Mini Goku, I stand incorrect when I said that the legs are the same, because they are not. He actually utilized some even shorter legs, because as you can see, he is much shorter and smaller than our Super Saiyan 4 transformation of Daima Mini Goku. The legs and the knee joints are completely different, so I was incorrect with that. For some reason, I thought it was the same thing, but luckily enough, we have the comparison here to prove us wrong. And it just reminds me of how impressive their small body mold was for this Goku. It was definitely the smallest Goku we've gotten, and it's so good. It's so nice to see that they were perfecting these smaller scale figures. And then, of course, next to Daima Mini Vegeta, of course, also standing short in scale with the Goku base form. But as we've already proven here, the Super Saiyan 4 version of Daima Mini Goku is much larger. Now, Piccolo was definitely the largest of the bunch of the original Daima releases here for our base form figures. And you can see here he stands about the same height, if not taller than Goku Super Saiyan 4. I always look at the eye level, the head too. You can see he's much taller than Goku in regards to that, because Goku kind of throws you off with that big head of hair that he has there. But if you look at the top of the hair for Goku, yeah, he is taller. But for the top of the heads, it's gonna go to Piccolo. And oh my, look at the size of our regular adult Daima Goku. Definitely standing much taller than our Super Saiyan 4 counterpart. Of course, this is obvious, but it's always cool to see how small these little guys are. And I'm interested to see the fully grown adult version of Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku next to, I guess, this Goku. So I do have a feeling that a lot of people probably skipped out on most of the Daima releases, unfortunately, because it's not Dragon Ball Z, it's brand new, and not everyone really liked Daima. But there is a good group of people that did love Daima as well, and some are just in between. They don't really care for it, they don't really love it. Wherever you land, I think this is a great figure. And I'm a little biased when it comes to Dragon Ball because I love it all, but I say get these guys too, especially the cheaper ones too. Dabble a little bit. If you see them, they're going on clearance a lot, the base form Daima minis. See if it's your cup of tea. If you don't care for it, you don't care for it. But I can say that this Super Saiyan 4 version definitely is a lot better than those original base forms. But at the same time, they're the base forms. There's nothing wrong with them. They're cheaper and they're cool in their own right, in my opinion. Of course, Super Saiyan 4 is gonna be more and more exciting every single time. So overall, I do enjoy this figure, and I think it's a great release. You do get quite a bit. I'm happy that they included so much, and I'm still impressed with what they can do with a body this size in terms of articulation and detail. So hopefully they keep it up. There's plenty of other Daima figures that are still coming. Stay tuned for more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.